In this video, guys, I want to calm things down a little bit and talk about what are some beliefs in trading that really aren't serving you. Stay tuned. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. All right, so I like to listen to podcasts and read books from all kind of thought leaders and inspirational people and different kind of business leaders and people who are doing other things, just the top level, some traders, but mostly kind of just people who are doing well in life and have a thought process that you can take and put into the trading business. And we talk very often about parallels with other things in trading and sports and business and whatever else it might be. And one of the things that struck me a few years ago was, hey, it really is, a lot of this game is mental. It struck me a few years ago, but this is something you grasp early on in the day in trading, right? In your first few years of trading. So that'll be 2002, 3, 4, 5 for me. But you start to go, hey, it's a mental game here. It's me against me. And yes, I need to find edge. I need to execute edge and have a strategy that's effective. But ultimately, to be able to do that efficiently, I need to have my mindset in the right place. And often you come up with these kind of limiting beliefs, and there's certain things at some point in time you audit yourself and you say to yourself, all right, what are some beliefs in trading that just aren't serving me? What do I have? And you've got to dig here. You've got to dig. And I'm a big fan of thinking time. I did a podcast where I talked exclusively, hey, find some thinking time. Let the brilliant mind of yours find answers for you, because they're in there, but you're cluttering up with screen time and this and that and the other and doing stuff and busy. You're not letting it. It has no time to think and just be and then just come up with ideas. And something to kind of think on or meditate on, if you like that type of thing, is to say, hey, do I have any beliefs in trading that are holding you back? What is that? Do you feel like you're undercapitalized? Do you feel like you're poorly disciplined and you're never going to get disciplined? Do you feel like the market's rigged? Do you feel like everything you do, you kind of lose? All these things, and it might feel like that. You might look at that and go, well, yeah, everything I've done, I'm not doing it right. I'm a poor trader. Here's a good one. I'm a rubbish trader, right? That might be a belief. And you might not say it, you might be like, I need to keep positive, but deep down you're like, man, I'm a rubbish trader. But you are looking at that based on your equity curve. And in the first few years, your equity curve is meaningless. It is going to be down. It is almost certainly going to be down. So there's no point in staking your value as a trader on your equity curve in the beginning years. Absolutely no point. But in your mind, you're going, I'm a rubbish trader. Look, I've lost all this money and I can't get, and it's sitting there. And it's a negative belief and a limiting belief that's just sitting there and just helping you keep you back and pull the reins back. Whereas if you go, okay, forget about equity now, assume that everybody's going to lose money in the beginning. What am I actually looking at now? I'm looking at how much screen time I've put in. I'm looking at how much progress I've made with developing a trading plan. I'm looking at how my discipline is improving. I'm looking at how some of the setups that I've tried haven't worked and all the stuff. And you look at the actual work you've put into the business and you go, hey, do you know what? I have improved. I know it's a cliche, but we talk about loads of startups and business failures and inventions where they tried loads of stuff, it didn't work. They weren't looking at that. They were saying, hey, I know I can get to where I want to be with this, and every time I do this, I'm moving a little bit closer, even though if I look at the failures, it's like another failure. But they're saying, okay, it just means I'm learning more. And they're not measuring their success based on the history. They're learning a different benchmark. And so if your belief is, hey, the equity curve, scrap it. Look at your work ethic, and you might say, well, the equity is important. Of course it is, but at some point in time, that's where it becomes valid. Not in the early years. The early years, it's irrelevant. It's like losing as little as possible and learning as much as possible. That's your job. And so the belief might be holding you back, and it might be holding you back more than you think. What about belief that the market's rigged and all this stuff? Hopefully, you're not one of these people. I think, as a viewer of this channel, I like to think that you guys you're experienced traders or you're ambitious traders, falling for all the nonsense. You're like, okay, this is a business I want to be in. It's a business I want to progress in. I'm prepared to put the effort and the work. And yeah, I'm going to move forward. And I need to work on mindset. I need to work on strategy. I need to do this. I need to do the other. It's not a rigged game. There are people out there who are doing very, very well. People out there who are making a good living. There are people out there who are doing exceptionally well. There are people out there just making a little bit extra. There's that big array of people. And so why would it be rigged? And I would say this, that if the market is rigged, it'd be the easiest thing in the world. Because if you knew that there was something rigged about it, you'd say, well, how could they rig that? Let me position for that. And it would be unwound immediately. That's my opinion on it anyway. Might not be valid. Maybe might come out in the next couple of weeks that I'm completely wrong. There's a big cartel moving the markets up and down. And we talked about plunge protection team and all that. That's irrelevant, I think. But apart from that, these are the limiting beliefs. Let's get back on topic. The limiting beliefs that are just kind of holding you back, and you saying, okay, I need to be well funded to make money. Well, not necessarily. Like with these online prop firms now, if you show some credibility and some experience, you can get funded. And even like if you have a good track record, you can go and have a negotiation with somebody and they say, hey, I have assets, you have skills, let me see, and deals can be done. When you want to do something, there's a way of doing it. You may have 10 grand, 5 grand, but if you kind of show that you can build that slowly with a little drawdown over a few years, yes, it's not going to be life-changing sums of money, but that is a track record you could take to, if it's not a prop firm, someone wealthy or a company, and say, hey, listen, or somebody you know, or whatever it may be, there's so much capital out there. Say, listen, this is what I'm looking to do, this is my track record, this is my strategy. What do you think? Even a wealthy individual who, maybe a couple of million quid is nothing to them. They go, you know what? Okay, I like you. You got the right attitude. You got the right work ethic. I like your track record. I like what you've done. I like the way you've done that. Here is this. These are the rules of the game. This is the risk allowance. I'm prepared to let you lose $250,000. I'll give you this much, but you know the deal. Deals can be done. And so I'm not suggesting you do that, but I'm saying that there's the limiting belief of, I haven't got capital. If for me to get from my 5 grand account up to 50 grand is going to take me ages, and then to even make $500,000 is going to, it's well out there. You start thinking limiting. There's always a way to do it. And you never know as well. Sometimes you might find the opportunity, you go, hey, you know what, I've made 5 grand. I'm going to risk this 5 in this quarter and see if I can get up to 50. I talked about that in another video. Sometimes you've got to put the throttle down and try to get those boosts up. But anyway, limiting beliefs. Sometimes those things are kind of holding you back. So, there's a few examples, guys, and you will probably know yourself. If you sit down and just think carefully and clearly about what you really truly believe about you, your trading and the market, and ask yourself if that's accurate and whether that is holding you back. And if it is, maybe you can kind of use some logic to disperse it and say, you know what? Let's assume that's not true. Let's assume I can find a way to get through that. Let's assume that that's not true. And watch how that opens up different possibilities. Rather than that myopic looking at what's one door and it's barred shut and it looks like a real tricky thing, you step back and go, hey, there's other routes through. That's interesting. Let me have a look. So worth sitting down, spending some time, relaxing, no noise, no distractions, any limiting beliefs that you think are holding you back in your trading. Let me know in the comment section below what those are for you. I'm sure I've missed loads. Be interested to hear from you. Take care. Bye-bye.